My fiance works construction and is gone for weeks at a time on different projects. That leaves me home alone most of the month. We live in a little cabin tucked way back in the woods, about a mile off the main road. It's the kind of place delivery drivers get lost trying to find, and I've always liked it that way. Peaceful, private. I'm not the type to share much online. I keep my Instagram locked down, and I don't even use my real name on Facebook. So when I got a message last week from a completely blank account, I figured it was spam until I opened it. The person used my real name. They described the color of my front door, the gravel path that leads up to my porch, and even mentioned the wind chimes my grandmother gave me. Things no one would know unless they'd been here. At first, I brushed it off, but the messages got worse. They started asking where I sleep, if I lock my doors, and even typed things like, "It wouldn't be hard to slip inside." I blocked the account. But the next night, my phone rang around 2 a.m. When I answered, there was nothing but heavy breathing before the call cut off. This happened again the following night, and again after that. Each time, different numbers. By then, I was paranoid. I set up motion lights outside and borrowed a couple trail cams from my cousin. I thought maybe it was some sick prank. Yesterday, while I was in town getting groceries, my doorbell camera sent me an alert. When I pulled it up, my stomach dropped. A man in a dark jacket was standing on my porch, hood pulled low, face barely visible. He didn't knock at first. He just stood there, shifting his weight, like he was waiting. Then he started pounding on the door, louder and louder, until he was shouting my name. This went on for nearly 20 minutes before he turned and disappeared into the tree line behind my house. I called the sheriff's office. They searched around but didn't find anything. I even showed them the clips from my cameras. All they told me was, unless he breaks in or actually threatens me in person, there's not much they can do. Their advice? Get a dog. My fiance thinks I'm overreacting, that maybe it's some bored local messing with me. But I can't shake the feeling that this person knows more about me than they should, that they've been here, close enough to watch. And what scares me most is knowing he might come back. When I moved into my townhouse, I thought I got lucky. Quiet street, mostly older couples, nothing unusual. A few days after settling in, I noticed a man sitting in a lawn chair across the road. He wasn't from any of the houses I'd met. No car, no conversation, just sitting there, facing my place. At first I assumed he was visiting someone, but he kept showing up. Always in the evening, always in the same spot. One night, after coming home from work, I pulled into my driveway and realized the chair was empty. Relieved, I carried in my groceries. But an hour later, when I opened my blinds to check, the chair was back, and so was he, staring directly into my window. I started documenting it, even called the police once. They came by, but of course, he was gone. They told me to call again if he trespassed. Then, things escalated. I started finding cigarette butts near my back door, shoe prints in the lawn outside my bedroom window. Someone jiggled the handle on my front door at 3 a.m. The worst night? I woke up to a faint scratching sound against my window screen. When I pulled the curtain back, he was there, inches from the glass. His face was lit by the glow of his lighter as he lit a cigarette. I screamed, and he bolted. Police arrived later, but found nothing. I haven't seen him for a few weeks now, but that lawn chair, it's still sitting across the street, empty, like he's waiting to come back. I don't usually talk about this, but I think I need to. Maybe if I say it out loud, it won't feel so heavy. When I left Daniel, I thought that was it. I blocked his number. I deleted his emails. I moved to another town, didn't tell anyone except my closest friend. I wanted to disappear, and for a while, it actually worked. The first month was quiet, peaceful. For the first time in years, I could breathe. No late-night texts, no calls at work, no fights, just silence. But then, the roses started. The first one, I didn't even think much of. It was just lying there on the mat outside my door. A red rose, no note. I figured maybe it was a neighbor, some weird coincidence. But the next morning, another one. Same place, perfectly fresh, like it had just been cut. And then another. By the third day, I couldn't explain it away. And on the fourth day, it wasn't a rose anymore. It was my coffee mug, my favorite one, the one I'd left behind when I moved out of our apartment. There it was, sitting right on my doorstep. That's when the panic hit me. He knew where I was. He had been here. That night, I barely slept. I kept the lights on. I told myself it was fine, that maybe it wasn't him, that I was overreacting. But then I heard it, breathing, just outside my bedroom window. I froze. I couldn't even move. When I finally forced myself to pull back the curtain, nothing, just the empty yard. I thought maybe I was losing my mind. Maybe I just wanted an excuse to run again. Until the knock. 3 knocks on the glass. I ran to the window, yanked the curtain open, and no one was there. Just a handprint, pressed against the glass, clear as day. The police told me they couldn't do anything without proof. My friends say I'm paranoid, but I know what I heard, and I know what I saw. And every night now, I leave a light on because I know he's still out there, watching, waiting, and I don't think he's ever going to stop.